Hey YouTube, this is Robin Gonzalez, and wanted to make a video about, or start making tutorials about iTorque2D, and I've been using it for about a month now, and I've realized that there's not many resources out there to help me develop a game, especially coding wise. Uh, going through the documentation, it's a little confusing, but I know this is an engine that once you get the hang of it, it's definitely something that will be a great tool to use to make developing mobile applications much easier. Um, iTorque is developed by Garage Games, so GarageGames.com. You can come here and check out their other products. Which I own all of them as well, but I want to stick to iTorque2D for right now. The latest version is 1.5. Uh, they did a lot of major improvements since 1.4, which is fantastic. So just give their website a good look and see if you like it. But as for like the support and the documentation, there's really not much to go on. They have the Torque Development Network, which is all community driven. And I think the last update was at the beginning of the month. So they go weeks and weeks without doing updates. So it definitely lacks community support. Uh, I'm hoping to change that because Garage Games is here in Las Vegas, so they're locals and they're great guys. I've met them. So, and I would just love to learn more about their engines and be able to definitely help the community, and hopefully they skyrocket. So, and this tutorial right now is just a kind of kickstarter, just to throw iTorque on YouTube and see if I get feedback. If this video hits well, then I'll definitely post more videos and tutorials on how to use the engine itself and coding. I'm sufficient in C++, but like I said, a lot of the documentation is very confusing. But once you get the hang of it, you easily get into it. So this is their iTorque2D documentation. As you can see, there's a lot, but there's definitely a lot missing as well. If we can head over to their tutorials. Oh, here it is. They have basic tutorials. These all come with the engine once you get them. I know 1.5 comes with a demo, and I've learned a few. Yeah, the touch track behavior comes with that. That's something new that they put into 1.5. So they continue to update this documentation to the latest version, but their community lacks, which is their Torque Development Network. Here you are required to log in and have a Garage Games account in order to make any edits to this page. But as you can see, jump to their iTorque2D page. There is absolutely nothing. You can head over to the Torque Game Builder homepage, and here the tutorials. There are plenty. A lot of them are out of date. I think this breakout one's a great tutorial, but it was made in, I think, 2008. Yeah, a while ago. But it's still a great tutorial, and I would like to update it. But there are a few things that I've picked up on that you need to create workarounds for them. Because if you were to copy this tutorial right into 1.5, it would not work, and you'll notice that immediately just trying to get this ship to move. And this was developed by, I should say his name here, TetraWeb Tutorial. He's the one that developed this back in 2008. So if I actually head over to, wow, super clean, just jumped all my folders and files to the other monitor, but Yeah, I haven't had that clean in a while. So, Torque2D and iTorque2D use the Torque Game Builder. I haven't used iTorque3D yet, but I believe it still uses Torque Game Builder as well, or it might use the Torque Game Engine. I guess I can check right now. Let me find it. Here we go. Torque3D. Yeah, it should be the engine. Yeah, it uses the engine. Okay. Well, anyways, we'll get back to the Torque Game Builder. Um, if you're using Windows 7 or Windows Vista, you'll have to turn off the, I think it's like a parental control. It always asks you, would you like to install this software? It pops up a window, and you have to confirm that you want to do that. You're gonna have to turn that off if you want to create a new project. Otherwise, you'll hit create and you'll end up with nothing. No matter what you do, you'll just keep pressing create, nothing happens. So I say iTorque tutorial. And I'll just create a quick rundown of exactly what's what. Like I said, this is just going to be tutorial, see how well it hits. Because all these upcoming tutorials are going to be like a learn with me, because I'm still learning everything. And if anyone has any ideas or can also help out with or knows any tutorials, resources that can definitely benefit me, because I'm working on 2 iPhone games right now, and kind of a struggle because I want them out at least by this summer, and they're coming along art-wise. Everything, a lot of it's there. Sound-wise, a lot of it's there. It's just programming it, having a little trouble. But I'm definitely get the hang of it now. So we can just run down through everything. You have these tabs you really don't use. Like, I haven't really gotten into the GUI builder, but it's very confusing. If we actually, oops, unnamed, like there's not even one yet. Once we actually save our scene, that's confusing as well. You have to close GUI editor. Once we save our scene as, say, test tutorial, we'll actually be able to GUI builder or not. That's okay. I thought it usually came with a default scene. Scene graph, but I guess it doesn't. Well, this is just an empty scene object. We can start, you have the create tabs. These are the ones you'll be using a lot more. You have your project tab. We'll start with that one. All your basic stuff if you're using Visual Studio or using a Mac. I am using the PC version. They do have a Mac version, which if you're using a PC, you will need a Mac to publish these games. Which I actually do not have a Mac, so I'll have to get one eventually. Your iOS settings, you can check between your iPhone, iPad. One thing they did add to 1.5, since the iPhone 4S and iPhone 4 are out, that is one new feature they added. You can, once you hit play, iPhone 4, iPad, you can make your selections there to once you build the game. You have your landscape, portrait, enable rotation. You have other features here. A lot of this stuff is, you just fly through it and you'll get the gist of it. There's not many features here. Yeah, this is what's supposed to show up in the GUI builder. Were these scene objects, or the scene graph, not scene object. This is my scene object, which is this. You can see that it got selected. The scene graph is actually what the GUI is, and you have the history here. Your edit, once you have something selected, or you can just make changes to your actual scene graph itself, naming it, have a class name. All that will come in later tutorials. So every scene object you can add behaviors to, which makes it a little bit easier. That behaviors, you can set up classes specifically for just, or scripts just for behaviors, and it makes things much easier to use. Like they have the default touch drag, so if this was a sprite on your screen, the touch drag would actually be all you need. Let's see if I have any. Uh, should have added some objects earlier on. So you have like default stuff here, but I'll get tutorials ready for all this stuff later on. And this is pretty much where you'll get all your objects in here. Import images, create animated sprites, scrollers, or moving backgrounds, particle effects, and whatnot. That's kind of just like I use Notepad++ to create all my scripts. You can use Torsion, is what it's called, and I think they have on the actual Garage Games site. You have to pay for. They do have a trial version of it, but after 30 days you have to pay for it. And I think it's about $30, maybe more. Let's see. Yeah, Torsion, which I got the trial version of it and didn't get around to using it. I was busy with school and finals and whatnot, and 30 days just went by too fast. But that's alright. I'm sure it works. I'm guessing it works exactly like Flash develop. Similar functions and whatnot. So yeah, the indie's 39, Torsion's 50. So, or commercial's 50. I would definitely go. It's a $10 increase. I'd definitely go with the commercial if you do plan on getting it. Commercial just always gives you much more advantage. But like I said, this is just a test tutorial that I wanted to get out there, see if anyone has any hits, or if this video gets any hits, so I can later on start developing some tutorials for iTorque2D. Thanks again. See you guys later.